everybody, welcome back to probably the #1 Hand of Fate player in North America. I can't compete with the Australian, Oceanic, Antarctic, South American, African Hand of Fate players, but North America, 100%. Jury's out on Europe so far. We'll see. Today's episode will prove or disprove that. It's the devil. Dealing with the devil. No companion. Okay, be prepared for chance card games. We get 6 encounters, 6 equipment, 6 supplies. Get it? What does the devil look like me after I promised I wouldn't get McDonald's, and then I got McDonald's anyway, and then I ate it all? 6 supplies. Well, we only have, like, 15 supplies cards. So, we probably want gold, we probably want food, maybe max life. Then we want things that are good against the Empire. Anything that ignores defense could be good, but I'm pretty sure Empire is isn't Empire one-handed? Or am I losing it? Might be, yeah, okay, they have armor, so Worker's Hammer is probably the right choice. In which case, we do not want a shield, so we'll go with Battered Helm. I don't think Healing Spirits is that good, it's only 30 HP. It's worth like 6 food overall. And only if we get hit. I don't think Revealing Shops matters. Reveal all encounters when you reach the stairs. It's a quality of life thing. And I think on top of that, 5 max life or a little armor. Take the armor. Again, we can always pawn that off for a little food later if necessary. We want things that are... it says prepare for chance card gambits, so let's go equipment next. And we'll filter. We want anything that helps us in chance card gambits. The Mask of Holy Fortunes and Imperial Armor. Easy enough. I have no idea what else is involved in this entire mission, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to reach a certain compromise. We have a good starting weapon, and we have extra armor and an extra helm here. I think we should take a platinum... Well, we could take a platinum weapon to replace our existing one if we need it. I guess Hretha's Ire would be the platinum one. Our Harvest Blade looks pretty cool. It's not platinum, though. I kind of want to take... Start down here. We probably don't need a Dezia's Charm on this one. Let's take Reaper's Arrow. It's an artifact we've never used. Let's take a ring. And if we're going to take a ring... Oh, we can take unlimited platinums. I do like Grifter's Companion, but I love Gambler's Jewel as well. We've never seen Sacrificial Bond, so let's throw that in here. And why not? A new helm, just in case. We've never seen it before. Gladiator's Visage. Now, I have no idea what's supposed to be in this section. So I'll tell you, we'll take some new stuff. Illicit Trade. And the oh, we don't have Malaclypse, that's right. Cunning Man. And then let's throw in some cards we, like, know and love. So if we go back here, like, I know we get it every time. But I love the... You know what, I was going to say the Old Maiden, but let's go for Soothsayer. That's also a good card. And then we got a couple of new cards in there already. Let's throw in... I don't like General Store. Let's throw in Dark Alleys, which I have not seen in forever. And something that doesn't have combat. Maybe like... Oh, we have a couple actually here. Max Platinum cards unlimited. Elder's Gift, so that you can give me... Well, let's say Goblin Town as well then. I was going to say something else, but sure, let's give it a shot. Basically, I have no idea how this is going to work.
Those who travel with you are more than mere pawns in this story. They have their own goals.
We are on a pretty good streak recently. It looked bad in the last episode. We got lucky that it was short.
Would be here by your side.
But I had fun on that one as well. Ominous news. You arrive at a tavern one evening, anxious to settle beside a roaring fire with your companions. As you enter, however, you are surprised to find no familiar faces or worn-out places. After a meal and several hours of waiting alone, a priest rushes in. Your friend Ariadne lies stricken at a temple. You arrive at the temple to find Ariadne laying on a simple bed. Attended to by a church official, he explains that she has been stricken with dark magic that is slowly draining her life. There she is. Somehow this malady resists our attempts at curing, the official says sadly. It's as if her very soul were poisoned. I'm sorry, but her time is limited. The official leaves, shaking his head. It is not my place to say, the young cleric whispers, but perhaps there are other places you may seek help. In my work helping a northerner refugee, I heard tales of their high priestess of mystical sorts who moves freely between the realm of men and the world beyond. If anyone can help your friend, it would be her. You know that the northerner priestess will not see you unless you possess enough blessings, but you have few options. Okay, so we probably should have taken, like, temple prayers. With the young cleric's help, you ready Ariadne for transport and leave the temple. There she is. Well, we gotta get blessings in these next cards.
It seems unfair that curses should be removed so easily. If Callus still plays the game in the old style, this will give you an advantage.
You enter the hut of a local boneman. Trade a blessing for a new equipment. He bids you drink from a cup fashioned from the skull of a baboon. You took my blessing! Look. I clicked the button and said trade a blessing for a piece of equipment, and then I got mad when he took my blessing. I thought it was going to bring an array of cards up. I would choose one, or I would have the option to back out. I tried to do a Cole Phelps lie, and I got a Cole Phelps doubt. That's my bad. The gods will favor me now, he smiles with satisfaction. Here, I took these from my last visitor. I needed only his bones anyway.
A tool of the greatest of assassins, and now in your hands.
Inflict 200 damage to a living enemy when activated. Undead or immune ignores armor. Sure, dude.
Your choice.
Let's end the Mask of Holy Fortunes.
Or you can attempt to be worthy of this.
Let's be honest. We weren't going to get 4 blessings anyway. You were walking past a black, plain-looking carriage when the door suddenly opens and a huge pair of hands lift you inside. The carriage leaps forward as the door shut and you find yourself sprawled on the seat opposite a huge, powerfully built but unusually ugly man. Lord Apollyon requests your presence, the half-ogre declares. The creature is silent the rest of the journey until you arrive at an impressive manor house. You exit the carriage and are brought into a large hall for an audience with Lord Apollyon. It's very Isaac'd up today. Ha! The great adventurer himself! Apollyon begins, smiling broadly and stepping forward to greet you. He bows slightly. Greet him graciously. I want his blessing. I have heard of your exploits. I too am but a servant of the Empire and its people. I'd like to offer my services if you ever have need of them. I don't presume to wield a sword or dodge a claw troll as well as you, of course. But I do try to support good people with supplies and such, especially heroic figures such as yourself. Apollyon invites you to stay and entertain him with stories of your adventures. He seems captivated by every word and several hours pass quickly. I don't want to do his voice anymore. It makes my throat hurt. You lead an incredible life. I hope you return again soon with more enchanting tales. Apollyon takes an item from many adorning the walls. Please accept this paltry gift. Perhaps it will help you rescue your friend. Imperial armor. Dude, we are kitted up if we can just get some fame. Allow my coachman to take you back. And please come visit again anytime. Let's go. Yeah, I see you there. I see you. Illicit trade. Esmeralda's weapon carriage is parked down an alleyway in the shadiest part of town. You rap on the carriage door. Thank you, High Joker. Much appreciated. And asks to see her wares. She kicks a panel under her seat and a secret compartment opens, unveiling the stock she has on offer. I don't essentially need any of this. Lose your companion for 3 turns to ignore the effects of a single pain card. We don't have a companion, so that means, I think, that we'll be going for Gambler's Jewel, unless, what's Gladiator's Visage? Draw 1 food gain card after any combat in which you take less than 10 damage. The first time you complete a combat unharmed, add a blessing to the map. We already have the hood, though. And the Gambler's Jewel just goes over top. But I don't know if we have any dice gambits. It's a tough decision. It gives us a chance at an extra blessing. I think we gotta go for it. How about we make a deal, she says. The bells on her robe tinkle. Excuse me? She leads you to the door, pressing the equipment into your arms. In a few moments, soldiers are going to storm through and raid my respectable establishment. You take this for free and I run. Get equipped.
Sure you will find your own arenas to put this to work.
Shouts echo up the alleyway, spooking the carriage horses. Let's go. Oh, thank you! Esmeralda pushes you out of her carriage and into the alleyway. You find yourself completely surrounded by Empire guards. I am not perturbed, because as long as we don't get hit, which is kind of iffy, but as long as we don't get hit, we gain a blessing on the map, which might be what we need anyway here. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. That's a lot of enemies. There's like more enemies than I would have expected to be here. Okay. if possible, I'd like to take out the ranged units. That was bad. But to be honest with you, I keep losing sight of where the ranged units actually are because they're surrounded on all sides by other jerks. Don't ever try that with me, Sonny. I'll sit you down. It's like combat doesn't get any harder necessarily. It doesn't get implicitly harder, I should say. The more enemies there are. It just gets longer. You have to, like, remain focused for longer. It's not like you ever have to deal with 8 enemies attacking you at the same time. I'm a little bummed because, like, to be honest, I think we pretty sensibly had a decent chance of beating this combat without getting hit. I just got mind flooded beyond belief. And now that I'm not on the Justice Challenge and having to get into combat again, I know I'm gonna be a little salty here. Now that I'm not on the Justice Challenge and taking, you know, 8 combats per level or per floor, actually I'm a lot more positive about the combat in the game. I get to pick my battles, more or less. If only I hadn't been hit. Is Lord Apollyon the High Priestess? Is there a twist? I'm always looking for a twist. Thank you for the helmet. Thank you for the food. Esmeralda whips her horse and carriage into motion. She waves at you as she escapes. Tell Malaclypse I said hello. What? You scavenge what you can from the dead, you gain 4 fame. And reveal 5 encounters. That does nothing for us. I don't really want to go to the High Priestess. I want to go back to Lord Apollyon and get some more blessings.
Anyone would help you. At least my motives are clear.
You've returned to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. How goes your quest to save Ariadne? Lord Apollyon asks. Explain that you lack the blessings required. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. I must confess I have a weakness for games of chance. Apollyon leads you to a table in another room. A set of cards is already set upon it. If you win, then I will provide you with the blessings you require. Apollyon nods as he adds, yes, I have the means. You'd be surprised what magical trinkets end up in my possession as part of my work. If I win, then you must pose with me for my next portrait. It will be titled Champions of Fire. Perhaps I shall have a statue of us made as well. I'll even stack the deck in your favor. After all, I enjoy the excitement of the game and care a little for actually winning. 3-1. Easy mode. Well done! I think you've played this game before. He gestures to a darkly robed man, who you failed to notice standing in a shadowed corner. The man comes to stand before you, his deep voice slowly intoning words in a foreign tongue. My associate is not a follower... Wait. Same voice. My associate is a follower of an ancient religion that you may not be familiar with, but rest assured that his devotion is second to none. As you sit through the lengthy ritual, you feel yourself drifting in and out of consciousness, whether from the droning voice or the potent incense being burned, you cannot say. Guardian Angel. Retry any chance card gambits, that's huge. 2 blessings. Adds +1 to each of your dice during the dice gambit. That's like Gambler's Jewel. It's a 3rd one. What? Reduce the speed of a wheel gambit. And the 4th one. That's 4 blessings. You suddenly awake, Apollyon watching you with mild amusement. I expect you'll be wanting to begin your journey to the High Priestess immediately. I sincerely hope your friend makes a full recovery.
Devils wait in the darkness. But which devil will you focus on?
The devil is alive. I feel him breathing. Claiming money is the key, so keep on dreaming and get them lottery tickets just to tease him. As you pass near a darkened alleyway one evening, a blackened and misshapen hand grasps you, pulling you close to the darkness. You stand at the precipice of ruin. The Dark Lord has taken an interest in your destiny, and even now is engineering your downfall. The hunched creature pulls you with surprising strength further into the shadows. But I can help, Master Wayne. There's magic that can help you beat him at his own game. We can craft it, you and I. Doing so may test your spirit, but that's better than eternal darkness, eh? He looks up at you, his yellow eyes glowing faintly. Do not fall to despair. We will meet again soon. The High Priestess.
Must ponder the ties that begin to bind. The trap is slowly laid for you.
You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. You are surprised, however, to find a band of northern warriors waiting for you. The High Priestess is expecting you, the leader of the band declares. Let's go. Imperial armor can now be worn. Makes chance cards even easier. With their guidance and protection, you quickly find yourself once more in the ritual house of Esmeranthia. I know why you have come, the giantess begins, moving to inspect Ariadne. She quickly sneers, saying, It is no wonder your holy people cannot heal her. This is no minor curse or spell from a magician. A beast of the underworld has tainted your friend's spirit, and without my help she will die. Esmeranthia pauses to consider you, her gaze boring into your soul. I think your fate will one day be to destroy the one who brings ruin to my people. Until then, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy's friend. Wouldn't you say so? The Queen of Frost sends you to another room as she prepares a ritual. Many hours later, you are summoned again. You find the Queen standing over Ariadne, who, apart from being famished, appears fully recovered. Leave when you are ready, Esmeranthia declares, turning to leave. But heed my warning, hero. A shadow hangs over your soul. Stray but a little and you will fail to the ruin of us all. Malaclypse told me he was going to the village of Rumstock to investigate a rumor of a magical artifact, Ariadne explains as you leave the ritual house. I was to meet him there some days ago. Alright, time to rescue Malaclypse, I guess.
I cannot understand how you come to be here.
I know, I'm killing it.
Given the challenges that have stood before you.
I'm killing it. As you journey towards Rumstock, you are disquieted by an increasing number of rumors concerning the village. It seems that every traveler coming from that direction has heard of terrible ritualistic murders being performed in the woods nearby. The rumors also suggest the mage responsible has been captured. The mage is Malaclypse. Disguised himself as a bard, one fellow declares. I saw him with my own eyes, and he has the look of a killer. Don't worry, continues the man. There'll be justice served for those poor souls when that necromancer burns at the stake. Oh. Hello. Maybe we should just chow Goblin Town. Visit the Gold Mountain. You join one of the long queue of goblins waiting patiently for their gold. A dusty goblin wearing a pointy hat peers down at you from a tall bureau. His wrinkled hand clutches a quill over a scroll of paper so long that it cascades off his counter and onto the ground. Name! The ancient goblin slowly scratches your name into the parchment before scooping up some of the gold into your waiting haversack with a long giant spoon. Let's go. Let's actually go. Let's continue to go. That's gold. 95 gold. Don't be greedy. Explore Goblin Town. This is my chance. Yes. I don't need the Ariadne. I already succeeded. Now, the high T move, duplicate huge failure. Redraw, please. I didn't even see these ones. Let's go. An ancient goblin wrinkled as a prune is selling an array of teas down by the bank of the pungent river that runs through the town. He places a bag in your hand and shakes his little head when you offer payment. I am happy knowing that the tea will either strengthen you greatly or kill you. Ooh, let's go. Suddenly, urgent horns. Yeah. Kick me out of Goblin Town. Whatever. Thanks for, like, infinite resources, nerds. Gray Traveler. You are camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You glimpsed your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know. He limps from the shadows to sit next to you, although somehow the fire fails to illuminate his form at all. The spell that will be your salvation requires several unique ingredients, the cloaked figure explains. The first task will be to harvest the horn of a diabolic creature. I know of one that will be easy to overcome, he says, producing a silver whistle from his cloak. Strike quickly, though. Or it may escape, and you will spend countless lifetimes regretting it. The whistle releases a sharp note, and a fiery portal appears between the two of you. A short, horned creature steps out of the portal as it closes again. Hey, Theophilus, you called? The devil asks, looking up at him. The child-sized creature seems oblivious to your presence for the moment. Asks the creature for its horn. Oh, what, you want my horn? The devil exclaims, looking around. You brought me here so this mortal could harvest my horn? I thought you were my friend. Attempt to talk to the little devil? The little devil disappears in a puff of smoke and ash. Theophilus shakes his head with a sigh. You've cost me, mortal, but any punishment I inflict will be nothing compared to your fate now. He clicks his fingers and you wake up alone at the side of the road. Maybe they're doing a little sneaky thing, and he's a good guy, but he seems like a bad guy. Yo. Sure, I will take Gambler's Jewel. Sure, I will take Sacrificial Bond.
I dare say mine rather more than yours, at least at this point.
What?
Time will tell how that changes.
You return to the fine mansion of... I mean, this is what happens when you have this much gold. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. You say that another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail to Malaclypse's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. Do you have a plan to save Malaclypse? Lord Apollyon asks. You explain that you have not yet visited the village of Rumstock to assess the situation. I expect you'll want to travel there immediately in order to save your friend. Would you like transport? Yes. My butler will show you to the stables, Apollyon says, summoning him with a small bell. Take Bluetail. She's the fastest. Lord Apollyon's stables turn out to house an extensive array of animals. You are helped onto Bluetail's back and the griffin rises into the air. Let's go.
So the noose begins to tighten, and we question the very stakes.
You arrive at the outskirts of the village of Rumstock, where Malaclypse is being held captive. Approach the village. A wooden stake with brushwood piled around it stands in the village center. A few peasants stand around, talking eagerly about the impending doom of the so-called necromancer. You track down the town mayor, who, despite your pleas, refuses to consider sparing the mage's life. The creature is bound head to toe in blessed iron, and he'll stay that way until burning under a full moon. Good, decent folk from this town have been murdered, and I will see to it that they receive justice. You plead Malaclypse's innocence. And who are you that we should listen? The mayor exclaims. It will take more than the word of a nameless mercenary to free this creature of darkness. Lord Apollyon! They didn't believe me! Confess that you cannot convince the village of Rumstock to free him. Those dreadful peasants in the provinces can be savage folk, Apollyon declares, but I have a solution if you will but play the cards once more. If you win, then I will use my considerable influence to spread the word of your great deeds in service to the Empire. Bards will sing your praises across the Empire, but if you lose, I'll let him die for no reason. The rabble love nothing more than a hero, a real defender of the people. If it helps, I'll even have my personal herald accompany you. If I win, you must stay and entertain my guests with tales of your adventures. Of course. Oh, 2 and 2. Yeah, obviously duplicate a card. Easy mode. Confirm. Another win! You are both adept at combat and the finer arts. I shall make plans with my associates tonight to support your cause. By the time you reach Rumstock, your name will be legend. Let's go. Let's also go? I think we do want to make all gambits easier. You gain 32 fame. Good lord. Oh, was no griffin this time? Look, the hero of the Empire is in our village! Yeah, for the demon, of course. The mayor says as he approaches, you must have heard that we captured it ourselves. The peasants all cheer. Don't worry, the mayor continues. We intend to burn it during the full moon. You ask the mayor to take you to Malaclypse, who you find sitting in a small cell bound in silver chains set with glowing runes. With some effort, you manage to convince the mayor to release him into your custody for proper disposal. I'm sure you know best when it comes to creatures of the underworld, the mayor says. But we have the fire planned, and everybody is coming. Perhaps you could stay just until the full moon? He asks hopefully as you lead Malaclypse away. At the edge of the village, the mayor reluctantly removes Malaclypse's chains and stands well back as you leave. Thanks, Malaclypse says. Those country folk weren't kidding around. He goes on to relate how he was set upon as he entered the village, being accused for some local murders involving magic. It sure seemed they knew I was coming, and where did they get those anti-magic chains from? You fill Malaclypse in on what happened to Ariadne. What about Estrella and Colbjorn, he asks, as you begin your journey back towards the capital. Let's go. Ransom.
So many enemies await you, and so many would stop you moving forward.
The next day, you stop to rest at a small inn. There are a few other patrons as you consume a sparse meal before retiring to your room. Moments later, you hear a noise at the window. It suddenly opens, allowing a hooded stranger to slip inside. Relax your sword arm, mercenaries, the woman exclaims, warding you away with an open hand. I seek only to deliver a message that your colleague Colbjorn has been acquired by the guild. You see, she continues, leaning against the windowsill, with recent setbacks to our income potential, we've had to expand our enterprise with Sometimes it takes a little while to settle into a voice. So now she's going to be like a PR, like the head of communications at a company that everybody hates. It's like she's head of PR at Comcast. You see, with recent setbacks to our income potential, we've had to expand our enterprise with kidnapping and so on. And a rival tribe has an impressive bounty on your friend's head. It's all just business. For only 150 gold, you can buy your friend's life back. Bring the gold to the East Market Square and someone will contact you. Otherwise, well, I can't say how he'll be treated by those barbarians, the cloaked woman says as she ducks back out of the window, vanishing into the darkness once more to work on Star Wars Battlefront 3. East Marketplace. Lord Apollyon, my dude, you gotta float me some cash. I will pay 4 gold to learn my future. I love this card. 4 gold is such a small price.
But there can be little question that she sees truth in you.
Did she steal my gold? I started going too fast. You were camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You've glimpsed your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know, right? Yeah. The spell that, right? We need 3 things. This is the goblin again. I refuse to slay the goblin. I refuse. This goblin seems like a little cutie.
Everything is a way.
Gambling Hansel.
But our difference is that we understand the game must have rules.
I have so much equipment. I will win every gambling duel ever provided to me. You enter a tavern one evening just as a gang of soldiers rise angrily from a table, leaving just a well-dressed civilian seated. You cheating son of a harpy! One of them yells.
Gentlemen, please. I cannot help it if Lady Luck has taken me this fine evening.
Nobody's that lucky, a soldier exclaims, drawing his sword. The other soldiers advance around the table. The unarmed man suddenly leaps from his chair and ducks behind you, saying, Mercenary! I implore you! I am a humble and honest merchant in need of aid. I will defend you. Save me from this band of treacherous fiends whom I have offended merely by playing fairly a number of games of chance, and I'll pay you with gold. Hey, that's our gold, Hansel, the soldiers cry. Get ready to get defended. We warned you, stranger. After this, I will murder Hansel, and I will take his gold and use it to save a life, because I am an honorable hero. Alright, so we got Reaper's Arrow. I kind of want to try it. What? So it just strikes one dude in the head. So I guess we want to... Probably the closest person? It's my best guess, at least. Dude, who in their right mind would join the fight against us right now? Like, are you actually stupid? Are you out of your gourd? Look at that. I just knocked your helmet and shield and sword from your hands. And he's going, Attica! Some poison doth rest on mine lover's lips. Having dealt with the threat of the vengeful soldiers, you turn to find lucky Hansel lying still behind the bench, a northern warrior crouched over him. A man who cheats has no honor, the northerner says matter-of-factly, sheathing the knife and hefting the merchant's money bags. He will not cheat me again. Stop the northerner from escaping with the gold? That is the smallest Sylvie. Gonna have to do better than that.
Breathe. You have done
I could
well.
hit a silver or a gold moving. It comprises a single quanta of matter on the head of a pin, shrunk down with the machine in Alexander Payne's new film Downsizing, opening this Friday in major metropolitan areas in the United States of America and Canada. With the northerner weighed down by gold, you manage to drag him to the ground. An Empire captain arrives with a dozen men and separates you both, as well as taking the bags of gold. Looks like Hansel's swindling days are over, but at least we've caught his 2 accomplices fighting over the spoils. One of the soldiers interrupts the captain, saying, Wait, don't you know who this is? He tells of some of your adventures. My apologies, the captain smiles. I didn't realize you were traveling in these parts. You gained 2 fame. Good work on capturing the northerner. Too bad we didn't get Hansel alive. Where's my gold? Lord Apollyon. I don't have the gold. You see, another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. Explain you do not have the ransom gold. I'd like to help if I may. Would you mind terribly indulging me in another little game? If you win, then I will give you the required gold to pay the ransom for your friend. No need to repay it, no strings attached. If I win, shall we say that you owe me a day's service? Apollyon suggests. I have business interests in the Northern Hills that require some important deliveries. As you know, the land is still rife with Northerner warriors despite the Emperor's claims. Of course. Blacksmith. Yes. Duplicate. Take me from 20% to 25% to 40%. I would like to choose again. Luck is not with you today, it seems. Let's play again. If I win this round, you must act as my personal bodyguard at the next Winter Solstice Festival. I want to be your bodyguard. Raid draw! Let's go! Perhaps you were toying with me with that first game. A small humanoid creature brings over a chest of gold. Oh, and a little extra for Daddy. I hope with that gold you get your friend back in one piece. Do visit again sometime and let me know how it went. Welcome, Colbjorn.
Your allies, of course, help in times of trouble, but when the tables are turned...
I mean, I'm helping them right now. You find yourself in the eastern district of the capital, approaching the markets. The Thieves Guild would undoubtedly find you there and demand the ransom gold. Approach the markets. You enter into a wide courtyard filled with stalls and milling citizens. Within moments, you are roughly drawn into a shady corner, protected from prying eyes by a variety of hanging carpets. Hello again. The cloaked woman begins brightly, her two beefy companions silently taking position on either side of you. How did we go? Are we saving any lives today? You hand over a sack of coins, which is promptly seized by one of the large men. Hope that wasn't too much trouble to get your hands on, the woman comments as the coins are counted. Eventually, the man nods to the woman and the two men leave, taking the gold. No hard feelings, eh? It's just business. The woman smiles, drawing up her cloak. Suddenly, she dashes away, vanishing behind a pile of rolled-up carpets. Afraid that you might have just been hoodwinked, you wander through the crowds just in time to see Colbjorn being thrown from a moving wagon. You paid them, he says, standing and brushing himself off. I owe you my life. Colbjorn relates his tale of capture and confinement by the guild. Estrella wasn't with me when I was taken. I don't know what fate has befallen her. Let's save companions. High treason. Uh-oh.
Why a sudden wave of carelessness has overtaken your allies.
A herald enters the marketplace and announces that Captain Estrella Fiore, traitor to the Empire, has been captured. She has been sentenced to death by the Emperor himself, the herald continues. Let her fate be an example to all who would consider defying his will. It won't work, interrupts a commoner. The more executions he hands out, the more free people will rebel. The Emperor is cracking down on the lawlessness running rampant in this city, the herald responds. And you sound like a rebel yourself. Hey, Google in one. Thank you. Discreet inquiries leads you to learn that Estrella is being held in the remote Empire stronghold, but nobody claims knowledge of where it is except Lord Apollyon, probably. How will we ever rescue Estrella if we can't even find her? I've got a sneaking suspicion that my dude is gonna help. Elder's Gift. We already own all of our platinum equipment, but thank you nonetheless. General Store. As a precaution... No, I think we're set. As a precaution, I think I'm going to spend 10 gold on 3 food. That seems right. 10 gold on 3 food. We were married when we first met. Soon to be divorced. Yeah, you guys like Bob Dylan? Helped her out of a jam, I guess, but he used a little too much force. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. You say another of it. How good? Ask for help. It is no trivial thing you wish to gamble for this day. Even I cannot sway the Emperor's decision on your friend, and helping you to intervene would be tantamount to treason. Perhaps if you win, I could give you the means to rescue your friend, but if I were to make such a gamble, then you must risk something equally significant. If I win, you must serve me until I release you, or until I die, of course. Apollyon smiles softly at the suggestion. Oh, he's the devil. Well, champion, are you willing to gamble one life for another? Absolutely. Thanks. I don't wish to duplicate a card. Well, let's not take the red one. I don't think there's a need to choose again, to be honest. And now you are mine, Apollyon says, standing. He gestures for you to rise, and you feel unnaturally compelled to do so. Follow me, hero. We shall see what mischief we can put your talents to now. Apollyon leads you through a door etched in strange symbols and down a long, long set of stairs into darkness. Your old life and the fate of the Empire is left behind forever. Cool. It's a newbie trap. So, I mean, you might say to yourself, maybe you shouldn't have gambled your soul away, NL. Let's go. But I also didn't think that they would just be like, if you select this dialogue option, you're guaranteed to lose. So that's on me, I guess. I had a fun time doing the voices this episode. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Dang.